Hello. Whoopsie. So I thought about getting back to watching whatchamacallit. We were watching I think we were watching the Prison Confessions. So I thought about getting back to that. If you guys want to watch that, if so, let me know. We can't watch it on YouTube, I don't believe. But I think we can watch it on TikTok. Anyhow, did everyone see that Gypsy's already back on social media? Hey, Tracy. It only took 48 hours, you guys. 48 hours. I'm starting to feel like maybe what's happening is like manic episodes. I mean, that's the only real... Hey, Jules, that's the only real comprehension that I can have, is that she's having manic episodes and she's just acting on impulse and doing whatever, and then not really thinking about what it is that she's saying. We know that she does that. We know she has a pattern of doing that. So that's why I feel like she's constantly having manic episodes. Make sure you're double tapping the screen. Have you ever lived with someone or spent time with someone that was manic? Yeah, very much so, Priscilla, especially when you're talking about social media. Did everyone see that Gypsy's already back on social media? She'll be a different character. Yep, you're right, Kathy. Hey, Stephanie. And it's concerning. It's concerning her behaviors. And it's hard for me to understand how the people in her life are not paying attention or they don't care. Hey, Charlie, make sure y'all are double tapping the screen on TikTok. Okay, Steph. So she posted on Instagram earlier today, and it was a picture of her and Ken holding hands, and it said something like relationship goals, Ken and Gypsy, or some bullshit like that. And it's like, relationship goals? Seriously? Y'all were just in a very public fight where you fucking cheated on him. Like, if that is relationship goals, I don't want no part of that. I want no parts of a relationship like that. They're in this very toxic... It's a very toxic dynamic that they're going through right now. And I understand that Ken doesn't see what it is that Gypsy is doing and how damaging and how dangerous her behavior actually is. It feels like he keeps wanting to give her the benefit of the doubt. And it's like I said before, stop overlooking the red flags because you want to see the best in that person. You want to see that they're going to change. You want them to be a better person. It doesn't matter what we want for them. It has what we want for that person is shit. Because they have to be the one to want to change. They have to be the one to want to be a different person. And why would she want to be a different person? She acts like a total asshole and people just excuse her behavior. So like, she gets what she wants. So why there's no incentive for her to change if there are no consequences to her behavior. And right now, there are literally no consequences ever to her behavior. Ken and her back together. And it's like, hey, she didn't just embarrass you on fucking national television. I don't understand how people continue to overlook the things that she's doing. She's fucking dangerous. Hey, Ashley. Thank you. It's so incredibly frustrating to watch everything play out in real time and know what the outcome of all of this can be, and to want to stop it from happening. But the people who are able to stop it don't care. They like throw their hands up. They're like, let her do what she's going to do. And you know what? We were talking the other day about whether or not Lifetime was going to give her another season. Oh my gosh, Ashley, thank you. And thank you, Kathy. We were talking the other day about Lifetime giving her another season. Right now, Gypsy Rose Life After Lockup is number 3, is rated number 3 on Lifetime. They're going to give her another season. You know why? Because they know they've been following her. They've been following her since before she got out of prison. They've been following her from since before she found out that she was going to even get paroled, right? They know that she is toxic. They've seen the medical records. They know that Gypsy was never fucking sick. They know that she's been lying. They know that she's been manipulating. They know that she is a danger to society and that she was paroled, and they want to be the ones to catch it on film. Why? Because they're going to be the first with the news of this fucking train wreck crashing. And that's going to be money. It's going to be more money than this bullshit that they're showing on TV right now. And they're going to be exposing it. So they're going to give her another season. And it's probably going to start right after she's off parole. Right after. So they can start documenting everything that she's doing. Everything. Her going to the clubs, her going to the strip clubs. They're going to be documenting it all. Because they're going to want to catch this downfall in action, and they are going to expose her on the hugest stage possible. And that is going to be Gypsy's karma. That is going to be her karma, finally. But it's going to take some time. It's going to take a little bit more time. We have to hold on just a little bit longer. Hold on, you guys. Hold on. police showing up at my house. Like, I don't want to be talking to the fucking police right now. This behavior that Gypsy has, she acts like she was like a sheltered little girl who never did anything wrong. Her behavior does not speak to that. Her behavior does not speak to somebody that's been, I don't want to talk about it. Her behavior does not speak to someone who has been sheltered all their life, that's had absolutely no contact with the outside world, just, locked in a room, no access to anyone else. Like, that's just not what she's displaying. She's displaying behaviors that point to somebody who is out of control, right? Who doesn't want to be disciplined, doesn't want to take accountability for their actions, has been enabled constantly, and we see her continuing to be enabled now. Hey, Indigo. I hope you guys are well. Hold on. Give me 1 second, you guys. Okay. Yeah, and she manipulates her way into things. She uses sex with these men. I don't know why sex with Gypsy would be something that these guys would want, but don't ask me. I personally don't get it. She is not my cup of tea. I would never want to have sex with her, but these guys, they want it, they like it, they love it, and they allow her to manipulate them with sex. And it's like, she's crazy. She's a psychopath. I think she's beyond psychopath. I think that she's sociopathic as well. Okay, so there are two different people on TikTok that are like diagnosed. There's one person who is diagnosed psychopath, and there's another girl that is diagnosed sociopath. Hey, Jacqueline. Hey, Misha. And the girl that is diagnosed sociopath says that she was made that way because of things that were happening in her life. Like, she saw things happening, like lots of criminal things happening. Her name is oh God. Let me look. Let me find her, because I watched one of her videos yesterday. It was very interesting to watch. If you've never seen an actual diagnosed sociopath or a diagnosed psychopath, like, talk about the things that they go through and like what causes them to do these things, it's very interesting. It's very intriguing. I know, Indigo. It's so annoying. I can imagine that she's really frustrated because Gypsy just does not let anything be about Mia. It always has to be about Gypsy. It always has to be about Gypsy. And I would be annoyed. I would not want that. Let me just look her up. I think I followed her. That's how interested I was. Kanika. Her name is Kanika. Bigger houses, maybe turn up the volume. Her name is Kanika. She's a diagnosed sociopath, and you can look her up on Hey Onward. You can look her up on TikTok, and she will talk to you about like what it is that pushed her into becoming a sociopath and like how it all happened and all of that. Then there's another girl on TikTok, and she goes by Vic, and her username is Vic the Path, and she's a psychopath, like a diagnosed psychopath. And they both talk about different things that make them who they are. It's very interesting just to get like a real life experience about what it is that they do and what causes them to be a psychopath versus a sociopath. And from what I know, the difference between a psychopath and a sociopath is that a psychopath is born that way, whereas a sociopath, you're made into being that from whatever childhood trauma you have, whatever experiences that you have gone through. And I personally think that Gypsy was born a psychopath, because who at the very young age of 3 and 4 just drops down to the ground for attention? Like, most kids do not do things like that in like an acting kind of way. Like that video that you see where she just like falls back. I mean, she could have seriously hurt herself. And I know that kids do throw tantrums and stuff. Most of my kids, anytime they ever threw a tantrum, they were sitting down and they would toss themselves back. They were never standing up and then fell backwards. Like, they never did that. So that's like a weird behavior. Your nephew does the sit down and throw himself back thing. I think that's normal. I think all kids do that. I don't think it was just my kids that did that. I've seen other kids do that too. So I don't think that that's abnormal. Aurora doesn't have a really good chance in life, unfortunately. The only chance that Aurora has at having any sort of normal, healthy upbringing is if she is completely removed from Gypsy completely. Like, completely. Because we see that Gypsy only wanted this child in order to use her for public attention, publicity, sympathy. She didn't really want to actually be a mom. And you can see that in how she acts on Life After Lockup. Hold on, the camera is a little blurry. On Life After Lockup and on like in real life. She has absolutely no connection to this child because she never actually wanted to be a mom. She only wanted to be pregnant because of the attention that she thought she was going to get while pregnant. And I don't know how her family treated her while she was pregnant. But I can see that a lot of the family was starting to get a little bit frustrated with her throughout the pregnancy. And my understanding from what I was watching, the frustration was because Gypsy was lazy and didn't want to participate, didn't want to help, didn't want to do anything. And we know from the look at her mom's house that she wasn't really helping very much within the family home, taking care of the home as an adult should. We also see every time they're filming, we see Ken cleaning up the house and doing the household chores, and even Gypsy writing notes to Ken not to forget to take out the trash. It's like she doesn't do anything. She doesn't want to take care of her baby. She doesn't want to take care of the house. All she wants to do is get attention for whatever she does on social media. Social media to Gypsy is like her life. That is the only thing that is important to her. And how people perceive her is important to her. She thinks that because she has 9 million followers on TikTok, that she is somebody, and it just like blew her ego all the way up. It was so easy for her to take the plan B pill with Ryan, because she didn't actually want to get pregnant with Ryan once she knew that Ken was back in the picture, right? Like, I think those things kind of happened within maybe a week or two of each other. I think that I think she knew that Christy was always in communication with Ryan. And I feel like Christy had Ken like on the back burner a little bit. Well, even Gypsy said that she was communicating with Ken. She said 2 weeks before her and Ryan's wedding that she was talking to Ken. And it's like, why were you talking to Ken if you're totally over him, you're ready to move on to this new relationship, yet you're begging this man to tell you not to get married? She enjoys the idea of pitting these two men against each other. And in that live that they did the other day, somebody called her out. Somebody called her out for pitting Ryan and Ken against each other. And Bree's response was, it's weird that you're this interested in somebody else's relationship, gone pecan, whatever. And saying that no, Gypsy isn't pitting two men against each other. And it's like, Bree, how do you not see that that's exactly what she was doing? She gave you specific messages to share to the public, showing that Ryan reached out to Gypsy to tell her that he liked her haircut. He liked her hair, that she was back brunette. He liked her hair, whatever. Gypsy gave her those messages. And then we see on the show that she was communicating with Ryan behind Ken's back before he had even sent those messages, or no, after he had sent those messages. And she's like, it's not Gypsy that isn't allowing Ryan to move on. It's Ryan not allowing Ryan to move on. But that's also not true, because Gypsy was continuing to keep him on the string the entire time. Hey, Jess. She was continuing to text him behind his back. I mean, why? You're having a baby with another man. Why are you texting this other man after you just gave birth to this other man's baby in the hospital. You're in the hospital with the man that you cheated on your ex-husband with and got pregnant with, and you're texting your ex-husband pictures of this man's child, that you just had this man's child, and you're texting him photos. Like, it's very, very sociopathic behavior. That's the only way to explain it. It's sociopathic. And then I found similarities between Gypsy Rose and P. Diddy. She had posted something on social media talking about, I get everything I want, which reminded me, hey, William, hey, Violet, hey, Deborah, which reminded me of that video where P. Diddy was like, I'm a savage. I get everything I want. Everything I want, I get, and he was just like throwing shit around. That type of behavior is not normal. It's not normal to be so entitled, to feel like you can just do and get everything that you want in life. Yes, it's good. It's good to have like an ego, and it's also good to feel like the things that you desire, your goals, and all of that are within arm's reach. It's the way you say it. It's the way you carry yourself. It's the, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that, no, you can't have everything you want. Of course you can. Of course you can. If you put in the work and you put in the effort, of course you can have everything that you want. This is on a more malicious way. It's not done as, I'm getting everything that I want because I'm working on all these positive things. It's malicious. Both of them are doing things that are malicious. And that's the commonality between the two. Is even though people look at Gypsy and they see that she's just this meek, tiny, irritating voice little girl, that she's actually quite dangerous, and people need to stop ignoring them. Yeah, she is a hurricane, and she destroys everything that she touches. Oh, I also saw this other video today. Let me show you. I just saw it. So it'll be like in the activity center, pretty close up. Okay. So if you don't follow Danish, he talks about narcissistic abuse recovery. And whenever you are around a narcissist that is siphoning your energy and the energy of everyone around them, they start to look very good, very healthy, very aesthetically pleasing, right? Because they're siphoning the energy from all of us empaths. They're just taking it all from us. So we look like shit because they're stealing all of our energy and they're taking it into themselves. And then they look better and we look like shit. This is what happens when the narcissist does not have their energy supply. How a narcissist looks like. So look at P. Diddy when he had a lot of supply versus when he doesn't have any supply. Like, you can see there's a clear difference in both of those looks. And yes, one can argue, one can speculate, well, these pictures are photoshopped, right? Sometimes they are a little bit photoshopped, but you can totally see the difference. His entire face shape has changed. Hey, Louise, like, his entire face shape has changed. The structure of his face has changed. you can't see his eyes because he's covered up his eyes, but he's aged. Yes, he's aged so much just in the last couple of years because he's lost all of his energy resources. And you notice that when Gypsy was in jail, she was heavy. She wasn't fat, but she was bigger than she is now. And she did have her long hair, right? Um, I don't know if he lost his teeth or not. That's a good question to ask. I don't know. Um, when she was in jail, she was a little bit heavier. And once she started getting around all these different supply resources like Bree, Sheena, Rogie, Christy, Mia, like all these different energy resources, we have slowly seen her appearance change. She's still not a beautiful person or someone that I would consider to be aesthetically pleasing. However, she does look better now than she did when she was in prison. And there's a reason for that. It's because she's sucking everyone's energy out of them. She's sucking their energy, she's sucking their attitudes, their behaviors. She's sucking out their characteristic traits, their integrity. She's taking everything, even their personalities, and she's molding it into herself. Yeah, he is locked up and he isn't getting any fancy treatments, but there's a difference. You can see a difference in his entire face shape. It's not just that he's locked up. But nice try. Yeah, they're like literal succubus, like leeches. It doesn't even look like him. You're right. It does not even look like him. It does not even look like him. He looks like a completely different person. And that's because he is. He is a different person because he's not getting all of the energy resources that he was getting before. That's what happens when you are dealing with the narcissist. You see, Bree's appearance has gone down since she's been intertwined with Gypsy. I mean, I'm not saying she was a gorgeous girl before, but you can see that her appearance has taken a toll. Christy's appearance has taken a toll. Ken's appearance had started to take a toll, and it looks like he's starting to work back to, getting back in shape and all those different things, but his appearance had taken a toll. And if you go back and you look at Dee Dee's appearance started to take a downward trajectory as well. And that's because Gypsy was sucking all of her energy out of her. I mean, you can go back. I think there were pictures from when they first moved into that house, where Dee still looked healthy. The house still looked very clean. And over time, Dee's health increasingly got worse, whereas Gypsy's health seemingly got better. She started to appear more healthy. It was almost like some of the micro deletion issues that she was having had kind of disappeared for a little while. I think that they are starting to come back now because when you have a baby, your body changes, and you're not what you were before. I mean, I can't do a jumping jack without peeing on myself after having 3 kids. Sorry if that's TMI, but I'm just saying, like, there's things that happen to your body after you have kids. And that's the same thing that I think Gypsy is experiencing now with her hair loss and other things that are other health issues that are going on with her, like her walking and Now she's starting to say that she's having other health concerns. Dee Dee was a very clean person, but you can see everything kind of took a downward spiral once, I think once Dee Dee knew or really knew what was going on with Gypsy. And it's hard to say what exactly happened, but I think Gypsy began to assert a little bit more dominance, 4 or 5 years before her mother ended up, at her untimely death. I think that she started to assert a little bit more dominance and started taking over the house, started abusing Dee Dee, and really emotionally abusing her. And that took a toll on her health and her mental health. And more than likely, her ability to want to get up and just do daily household chores, because I'm sure no matter what she did, Gypsy probably was never satisfied. Messiah, if you go back and look at pictures of Dee Dee and Gypsy's home before, like whenever they first moved in, you can see that Dee Dee was a very meticulous, clean person. It's in the pictures. All you have to do is look at them. It's not hard. Dee Dee had health issues, yeah, and I believe she was afraid of Gypsy, for sure. It was a brand new house when they first got it, yes. And it still was pretty clean until like 2 years before the unaliving happened. Like I said, all you have to do is go and look at the pictures. And now that we know that Gypsy has a shopping addiction and all these different things, we know that it wasn't necessarily her mom going out and spending all this money. I think Gypsy felt entitled to the money that Dee Dee had. And because she felt like the only reason why her mom was getting that money was because of her, I think she felt entitled to it. And I think that that's why she kept stealing from her mom. Everything was very well organized. I think that she kept stealing from her mom because she wanted everything to be for her, everything to be for Gypsy. You're so right, Indigo. Indigo says then they discard that person because they've destroyed them and drained them, and they don't look anymore and isn't an ego boost any longer. Gypsy definitely thought that she was going to go back home and she was going to live in that house. I think that that's why she's continuing to assert dominance over this home that she supposedly purchased in Metairie. I don't know if it's a purchased home or if it's a rented home or whatever, but I do know that Gypsy thinks that it's hers, which that's why she was posting the other day saying, I'm going ahead and I'm going to start packing this, that, and the other. She was subtly, but not subtly, telling Ken, like, I don't care if you're mad at me right now. I pay for this house, and when I'm off parole, I am moving in here. Regardless what you want, I'm going to move in. Oh, I don't know how to do that, Nina. She did say that she didn't have any money, but of course, she's only saying that because she wants people to gift her. Hey, X. She only wants people to give her money. I mean, that's the life that she's used to. We have to remember that that's the life that she's used to. She's used to living off of charity and donations. She's never had to work a day in her life. I mean, well, you could say that you could say that scamming is like a job, because it is. It is like a job, but that's the only job that she knows how to do. Nina, I would look under she might have it under an LLC, because I think that they're all afraid that the Petrie family is going to end up trying to take her money. Hey, Janice, it's good to see you. Yes, Miss Busybody reminded me that Gypsy was also getting a disability check at that time. I don't know if, hey, Undina, I don't know if Dee Dee was getting a disability check, but Gypsy certainly was getting a disability check. And I believe she still is getting a disability check, in addition to the other payments that she gets from Lifetime. Like, she's scamming everybody. But if you weren't here at the beginning of the episode, I said that I'm pretty sure that Lifetime is trolling her right now. I believe Lifetime knows that Gypsy has been lying this entire time. I think that they know that they've seen Gypsy's medical records, because they're the ones who have put them up on the screen. You know, they've looked through the medical records, they've seen her behavior, and I think that they know and understand that she's getting ready to explode, and they want to catch it on camera. They want to be the first ones, because it's going to be a big payday once they get it all on camera. Yeah, no, not tonight, Brittany. The downfall, yeah, they're going to want to get that on camera. They've already started to get some of it. You know, this whole situation last week with Ken and Ryan, they've already started to get the downfall. It's going to be a slow process, but Lifetime is definitely trolling her. They're slowly showing more and more of who Gypsy is, what her true behavior is. And that's ultimately what I said is going to be her downfall. She is going to be her own downfall. She can't see right now that Lifetime is purposely painting her in a negative light. She so much can't see it that she would sign for a third season, because she thinks and has this huge ego about herself that she doesn't see what's going to come down the line. But Lifetime is definitely going to expose her, because Lifetime doesn't have any real ties to Gypsy or to Melissa Moore. Like, just because Melissa Moore was a producer on the Prison Confessions doesn't mean that she's a producer on this show and has any say in how things are going to go. And truly, I believe Melissa Moore also knows the truth about Gypsy and is probably trolling her also. Yeah, she has been. Oh, Indigo, I didn't even think about that. The signs. Okay. So, Charlie, I don't want to let anybody up tonight. I'll let you up tomorrow. I'll text you later and tell you why. So Indigo said that the signs in the home is for the crew, the Lifetime crew. You know how everybody was like, why are there signs everywhere? Apparently that's for the Lifetime crew. And Indigo was saying that she's probably been incredibly rude to all of them and ungrateful, that the signs around the home being an indication that hey, DeMarc, it's been a long time since I've seen you. The signs being an indication, like, I don't know how many times I have to tell you to turn the lights off before you leave, that kind of thing. Because, of course, Princess Gypsy can't get up and do anything for herself. Everyone around her has to do everything for her. Oh, very good point. So one of the signs says, "Don't touch the baby. Turn off the lights." And Indigo was saying that it says that Gypsy is superior to them, that Gypsy owns them, and that they work for her. It's very passive aggressive. I love Indigo. Hey, Kayla. I love Indigo. If you guys don't follow her, go follow her on YouTube. She does behavior and body language analysis, which is something that I love as well. I am definitely not anywhere near as experienced as she is, but I love getting her opinion. So definitely go check her out. Yeah, Lifetime is already telling on her. I try to be reasonable about everything. There's a lot of people that are very emotional, and I have gotten emotional too. I have. But I also try to disregard emotion and, try to think on logic and critical thinking and reason and try to see the bigger picture of things, because a lot of times, like even now, like I'm ready to see her be exposed on the grandest level now, but I know that Lifetime is working its way to doing that. We just all need to be patient. It's going to happen. I think that they are smart enough to figure it out. I mean, they've been working with her for now basically 3 seasons. If you think about the Prison Confessions of Gypsy Rose, then you think of Life After Lockup, that first season, and then Life After Lockup, this second season. So these same producers and people have been working with her for 3 seasons. And when did she find out she was going to get paroled? Because that's when they first started filming Prison Confessions. Was that like a year before she got paroled? Anyway, they started filming that. And in I think it was the very first episode of Prison Confessions, she says to the cameraman, "Get good angles because I've gained some weight," like ordering him around. And I can see that this is probably a very consistent behavior pattern of hers, ordering them around. Her parole ends in June, coincidentally on Mia's birthday. I think so too, Kayla. It's definitely possible that they're trying to get a love triangle for 3rd season. Yeah. Because that seems to be what rated the highest. When you go and look at the ratings, the views were higher when they were talking about the triangulation between Gypsy, Ken, and Ryan, and obviously the baby. There were like 3 episodes where nobody was interested at all. It was like really low ratings, like only 100,000 people. And I think that's why they booted her to after, Dr. Pimple Popper or whatever. Janice, I was saying that I'm conflicted about her getting another season. At first, I was like, no, I don't want it to happen. But then on the second, when you actually think about how much damage that Gypsy can do to herself in a 3rd season, it's like gold, because she can't shut up. She does not know how to quit talking. She wants to be heard, she wants to be seen, and she wants to feel superior to everyone, that she can't see anything outside of her being the star of the show. She doesn't see that they're secretly sabotaging her, that they're secretly, showing these different scenes that don't really paint her in a very good light. But then anytime she's painted in a negative light, she'll always deflect and be like, oh, well, that very first episode, Ken wasn't looking pretty either. And y'all were all mad at him for that Tana scene, blah, 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 blah. Oh, Gypsy's definitely going to make it about her on her sister's birthday. The good news is that it's not like they're children anymore, right? Mia is a grown woman. She has a career. She has a place of her own. She has a fiance. So honestly, Gypsy doesn't even have to be included in anything that Mia does for her own birthday. Mia can spend time doing whatever she wants on her birthday with the people that she loves and cares about, and not even think about what's going on with Gypsy, because it's not like they're 8 years old and, Gypsy's having a dance recital on Mia's birthday. You know what I'm saying? There would be a huge difference if that was the case and they were, little kids, but they're adults. And yes, of course, Gypsy wants to feel superior to even Mia. She's so jealous of her. It's dangerous, actually, how jealous she is of her. Yeah, at Mia's age, she's just going to want to hang out with her friends and her boyfriend and probably get drunk. I do not think that Mia would even remotely invite Gypsy to hang out with them. But who knows? That might be interesting to see if Gypsy goes out and gets drunk with Mia and her boyfriend, because then Mia might be able to see some of these insecure behaviors in real action whenever she's under the influence. So it might be a good thing if they do spend time together on Mia's birthday and go out drinking together, especially if her boyfriend's around. But I don't think that her boyfriend likes Gypsy. I don't think that her boyfriend wants to spend time with Gypsy at all, ever. I don't think that he trusts her. I don't think that he likes her. I think that, he has probably expressed to Mia that she's not a good person. Yeah, I do too. That was one of the things that really stood out to me in the Christmas episode, because you could hear Mia talking to Ken and being like, hey, if there's anything going on, like, you can come and talk to me. Like, she was fishing for information from him. She wanted him to feel comfortable and safe in order to talk to Mia. But Gypsy has manipulated and triangulated and probably said a lot of bad things about Mia to Ken, like, don't trust her, this, that, and the other, don't tell her our business, because narcissists, they do not want you talking about what happens in your relationship to anyone else, even though they are fully able to say whatever they want about the relationship to whoever they want. They don't want you discussing it with anyone, because they don't want other people to know what's going on in the relationship, so that you're able to get advice from them and see that sometimes the behaviors are red flags. That would be the best. Indigo says season 3, life back in lockup. That would be the best option for everyone. It truly would be. Hey, Rosie. I doubt Ryan would participate in a season 3. I would hope not, just simply because Gypsy has hurt him so much that it just feels hurtful at this time. Like, there's no reason. Miss Anonymous, you said she got her day, but Gypsy posted her new car she hit a week prior the same day. Why? I don't understand what you're saying. Gypsy posted her new car. Her 30-day detox is already over. She posted a picture of her and Ken on her Instagram talking about relationship goals or whatever. It didn't even last 3 days. It lasted literally 48 hours, and that was it. Narcissists, they need that attention. They can't live without attention from somewhere. And the thing is that Ken is at work a lot of the time because somebody has to work. And I want to just say that in that little clip where Gypsy and Ryan were sitting outside in the back, hey Susan, hey Ariel, when Gypsy and Ken were sitting out in the back and she was talking about how she can't do everything by herself, she can't always hold Aurora, this, that, and the other, and he's like, yeah, you don't. And she's like, I know I don't, but I'm just saying if I did, but I feel like I'm doing everything by myself. So she's like contradicting herself. In that scene, she's sending a message to him that she feels like she's doing everything alone because she wants to put pressure on him emotionally to quit his job so that he'll be there with her and the baby to take care of her and the baby 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Because Gypsy does not want the responsibility of being a parent. She wanted to have the baby, but she wanted everybody else to have the responsibility of actually having to raise the child. However, I will say, Ken, if he is smart, he will not give in to being financially insecure to Gypsy. Ken needs to have his own money because once you give up financial power to anyone, that means they have control over you. They have control over where you go, how much you spend, who you leave the house with, how often you leave the house. They have control over everything. And Ken would be very, very smart to make sure that he's constantly working. Who gives a shit if Gypsy is upset because she has to be a parent by herself for 10 hours while he's at work? Like, she wanted the baby, she can figure it the fuck out. But you can already see that she's trying to get him to quit his job. So that they can have more power and so she can have more power and control over him. Because she ultimately wants him to be entirely submissive to her. What does that mean? She should go to work. Yeah, but she's not going to. She thinks she's a TV star. She thinks she's fucking Hannah Montana or Selena Gomez. That's truly what she thinks. She thinks she's a fucking TV star. It's wild. I don't think that she's only trying to get him to marry her. I think that she's also trying to get him to not be outside of that house at all. I mean, she moved him away from his entire support system in Texas. He has nobody down in Louisiana unless he's made friends at work. She does think that she's Kim K. She could never. She couldn't handle it. She couldn't actually handle being a real star because she cares too much about what other people think about her. Even now, she's probably hiding behind some fake profile, listening to everything that I'm saying because she just cares too much. Like, and if you want to be like for real famous, you can't care. You can't care about what people think about you, what people are saying about you behind your back. You can't watch videos all the time about what, people's opinions of you are. It's very, I'm trying to control the narrative. And that's why she watches videos from creators who aren't exactly on her side, so that she can get an idea for what we're saying and what we're thinking, so that she can come up with excuses for what it is that we're talking about. She has an excuse for everything. Remember, there were scenes or live streams that she did where she was literally like making excuses for what it was that we were talking about in videos. She would go live like responding to the backlash a little bit. She cares because it's all true. Gypsy knows. Gypsy knows that everything that she is saying about her mom and about Nicholas right now is a lie. She knows that her mom never did anything to hurt her. She knows that Nicholas only did what he did because she wanted him to. Thank you, Ariel. And she is pretty much deathly afraid that people are going to find out the truth. And we already know the truth. But she's afraid that the truth is going to actually get out through mainstream media, which is why she claims that everything that we do and say is out of harassment, bullying, and, like we're just trying to muddy the waters or whatever. Okay, should I have had this one here and this one here? Can you see? They're both a little different in size. This one is longer than this one. Should I switch them? Let me show you. Should I switch those earrings? Should I move this one to the second hole or leave it the way that it is? Because you can't really see that second one now. She did. She did. She posted that picture of them together. You can't see it. Okay, hold on. Let me try to separate it. The smaller one in the front, that's what I think too. Thank you. That's what I wanted, an honest opinion. I appreciate that. Okay. I'll switch them in a little bit. I bought these little Huggies and they came with one of them was a little snake. This one's a sun, and then there's another one with the all-seeing eye. And I had the snake on last week, and then I switched it to the sun. And okay, so I'll just switch them. Thank you. I love getting opinions. Love getting opinions. But we are gonna. Okay, so here's another thing too, because I didn't know that there was gonna be another episode of her show tomorrow, and I canceled my Philo subscription because I only had it to watch her stupid show. Like, I don't need Philo. I think. Nope. Nope. Damn it. I'm going to have to buy it again. I'm going to have to buy it again. No, I don't have any more days. Says I have to pay for it again. I thought that I would have enough time to watch all of the episodes. It's not on Hulu. You can watch it on Hulu Live, but Hulu Live isn't in my area for some weird reason. I don't know why. Like, I have Hulu. You can watch it on the Lifetime app, but you have to watch it on the Lifetime app the day after. So then we wouldn't be able to watch it tomorrow night. We'd be able to watch it Tuesday night, which is fine. I have Disney Plus. Let me see. Because I don't want to pay for Philo again. Like, I don't need it. You watch it the day after? Yeah, Sarah, that's what I'm saying. I think that whenever you have it on Hulu, it's on like Hulu Live, and I don't have Hulu Live. It's not available in my area for some reason. I don't know why. But I do have Disney Plus. Let me look and see. Yeah, we can always watch it the day after. We can finish the first episode of Prison Confessions because we still haven't finished that. And then we can just watch it on the Lifetime app the next day. They only have season 1 on Hulu. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, Sarah. Because if you look at the ratings, the last episode was very highly rated. It was very highly rated. We can all go into Conspiracies Live tomorrow and watch it, and I'll download the Lifetime app, and we can watch that. We can watch it on Tuesday. Her show. The show doesn't come on until 10 o'clock tomorrow night, right? So if it doesn't come on until 10 o'clock tomorrow night, then if I come on at 8:30, we can watch the end of Prison Confessions and then go into Conspiracies Live and watch Gypsy Rose. Because we're like halfway through the first episode, and with the commentary that I do, it'll probably take, at least 45 minutes to an hour to get through that. So that's a plan. That's what we'll do. I'm going to go ahead and go because I need to get to bed. I washed my hair, and this is what it looks like whenever it's wavy, curly, whatever. I need to learn how to take care of it a little bit better. When it's wavy, I think somebody said that I can take a diffuser and it will somewhat diffuse like the frizz out of it. But that's why I wear, oh my gosh, honeybee, thank you so much. That's why I wear this silk bonnet over my head so that I can keep it from frizzing out. because the humid down here in South Carolina is like, it's crazy. I mean, it gets crazy. Thank you. I used to hate my hair when I was a little girl because it was so frizzy and I didn't know how to take care of it. And I was different. I was a little Mexican kid in a class full of all white girls. So yeah, it was a struggle, and my family was very, very poor. So I got picked on a lot. Oh, thank you so much. You guys, I love you, and I will be back tomorrow at 7. No, 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 no. At 8:30. I'll come on at 8:30 and we'll watch the rest of the Prison Confessions, that first episode that we started. And then, if y'all want to go into Conspiracies Live and watch Gypsy Rose's show, that's what I'll probably do, or I'll just wait. Like, I don't know. I might just wait to watch it. We'll see. I'll see y'all. Bye.